So it is a triple threat rules matchup for the World Heavyweight Championship. The first one to be pinned or submitted will become the world champion. There are no disqualifications, no countouts. Anything goes. Pinfall or submission must take place in the center of the ring under triple threat rules. So what do you do if you're the Undertaker? What is the strategy? Undertaker is going to have quite a bit of a tough time having to be involved in this triple threat match. It's targeted against him, though. Going against the unified tag team champions, Jericho. That is Chris Jericho and The Big Show. The Undertaker knew coming into this match it was not going to be easy. There are going to be so many different challenges to overcome. But you got to look at it from a logical standpoint as how long can Big Show and Chris Jericho actually work as a cohesive unit? That's the big question, because eventually one of them's going to want to become the world champion. Only one of these three men can leave as the world champion. Undertaker in a tough predicament right now. Even before he came into this match, already in a tough predicament. It's a 2-on-1 odds in this every man for themselves match, with the Big Show dropping the Undertaker with that clothesline. Chris Jericho clotheslining the Undertaker to the outside, but how wise was that? Undertaker landing on his feet with a right, nailing Jericho. The World's Heavyweight Championship is on the line. The Undertaker has got his hands full here at Survivor Series. A man who made his debut back at Survivor Series 19 years ago is now defending the World Championship here at Survivor Series tonight, but gets caught. And it would be 18 years ago at Survivor Series where The Undertaker would win his first WWE Championship, ending Hulkamania, what seemed to be the end of Hulkamania, when The Undertaker would defeat Hulk Hogan at the 1991 Survivor Series to become the WWE Champion. But right now, it's the Big Show with a shot to The Undertaker. They seemed to be looking to end the myth, the legend, the dead man, the phenom, The Undertaker. But the thing is, the only way for the title to change hands is if Undertaker is pinned inside the ring. Pinned or submitted inside the ring. And Undertaker doesn't even have to be involved in the decision for the title to change hands. That's a big part about this. Undertaker does not have to be pinned for the title to change hands. And Undertaker has been brutally beaten. What a kick to the midsection of the Phenom. In the early part of this match, Undertaker is having a rough time finding his footing. I mean, how can you even find your footing in a match like this, where it was a vendetta set against you to make this match more difficult for you? And you can hear The Undertaker grunting from all the weight of the Big Show, all 400 plus pounds of the world's largest athlete on the chest of the Phenom. And Jericho choking out trying to choke out the Undertaker. Undertaker gets the boot up. And headbutt takes down the Undertaker. Big Show continues the assault on the World Heavyweight Champion, The Undertaker. And here comes Chris Jericho right back into the mix. The Unified Tag Team Champions have been working together since the beginning of this match. They don't want this thing to crumble quickly. They want to crumble The Undertaker as quickly as possible. Nobody home. Jericho hits the turnbuckles. And Big Show went for a clothesline. Undertaker starting to pick up some steam. What a shot from The Undertaker taking out the Big Show. Chris Jericho moving a little bit slow to get back up to his feet. Big Show now taken out of the equation. This is what the Undertaker needed here, is for it to be a one-on-one situation. And now the odds are shifting. The tides have shifted in the favor of the World Heavyweight Champion, Snake Eyes. But Big Show grabs the leg of the Undertaker, and just like that, things can be turned around so quickly. Undertaker sending Big Show off the post and into the steel steps. And just like that, the Undertaker looks to turn his attention right back to Jericho with a right shot to the face of Chris Jericho. Down goes Jericho. Undertaker has taken quite the punishment from Jericho throughout this match so far. But now the Undertaker able to fight back. No easy task at hand, but if there's any man, any phenom that can do it, it's the Undertaker that can overcome odds like these. Oh, and Jericho. Well scouted by Chris Jericho. And Undertaker's left leg was already injured on the outside of the ring, and Jericho wisely going after it again. But now Chris Jericho with these clubbing blows to the back of the Undertaker. Looking high risk, high reward. But like I said, that first part is high risk. Headbutt knocks Jericho off the top. But Undertaker slow to move. Jericho still has a lot left in the tank. Meets the Undertaker right back at the top. It's just a test of how much the Undertaker's endured. Superplex takes down the Undertaker. Can Jericho capitalize? Could Jericho leave as the World Heavyweight Champion? If Jericho can pin the champion, he will leave Survivor Series as champion. But you see that Jericho took a bit of damage from that superplex as well, having a hard time making that covered. Jericho now goes to the cover, pulls the legs back for the cover. Undertaker able to kick out at 2 with a little bit of emphasis there. There's something left in the tank of the Phenom. And Undertaker is laid out in the center of the ring. Chris Jericho doing a little bit of showboating, measuring up the Undertaker. Lion salt, but the knees of the Undertaker come up. Look at this from Jericho, trying to counter. Looking for that walls of Jericho. And Jericho looking to put all the pressure, and he does. There is the walls of Jericho. And what this is going to do is put a lot of pressure on that lower back of the Undertaker. Undertaker needs to get his chest off the mat, because when the chest being on the mat puts more pressure on that lower back. And there's the Undertaker trying to use all the strength to pull himself back up. You know, for the Undertaker, so close yet so far away to the bottom rope. Can he make it? Jericho putting all of his weight on the back of the Undertaker. Jericho pulling the Undertaker back into the ring. Undertaker may have no choice but to tap out. The right hand may... Uh-oh. You can only be partners for so long. Choke slam. Down goes Jericho. Every man for themselves. And Big Show, the co-tag team champions alongside Chris Jericho, had to remind Chris Jericho, it's every man for themselves. What? Oh, Undertaker countered Big Show with a DDT. Great counter by the Undertaker. And now all 3 men are laid out. Who is going to capitalize on this? As part of the code breaker this past Friday on SmackDown, that's where it appears that Big Show first injured that knee of his, that left knee. All 3 men are down and out. It seems Chris Jericho was starting to stir a little bit. Chris Jericho starting to go over to the Undertaker, pulling the leg back for the cover. Chris Jericho could take this one. And now Jericho going to try with the Big Show. Jericho just got launched by Big Show with that kick out. And two of the biggest men in this match. Not just this match, but in WWE. What a shot. These two trading heavy artillery shots back and forth. Talk about two big strikers. Undertaker regarded as one of the best strikers in WWE history. Big Show about to take Undertaker for a ride of his life with a chokeslam. Oh, look at that. The Undertaker trying to fight back with a chokeslam of his own. Oh, but Jericho just clocked Show with the title. And now the Undertaker with a cover, too. And Jericho just barely able to get that shoulder up before the 3. Undertaker was unable to hook the leg. An arm perhaps injured. I'd take a lucky guess that Jericho's intended target on that title shot was the Undertaker, but Undertaker able to sidestep Jericho, clocking Big Show in the skull with that big gold world title. And now Undertaker turns his attention back to Chris Jericho. Uh-oh. And I talked about Big Show taking Undertaker for a ride. Undertaker looking to take Chris Jericho for one last ride. But Jericho now nailing the Undertaker this time with the world title to the skull. Brilliant strategy by Jericho, but can Chris Jericho capitalize? Can Jericho become a 6-time world champion? Will it be? Jericho could change the complexity as he becomes champion, but no, the Undertaker able to kick out. And now the frustration starts to settle in, and Chris Jericho, who tries to go for the cover again, and again, the Undertaker kicks out. And now Chris Jericho arguing with referee Charles Robinson. And now Jericho mocking the Undertaker. How wise was that by Jericho? I don't know how wise that was. Is Jericho looking for a tombstone? Bam! What a right hand. Just knocked out the Undertaker. Big Show's going to be world champion too. But Jericho just barely saving this match. You gotta wonder if Jericho wasn't there, that Big Show would be the world champion. Now Jericho tried to capitalize, but Big Show this time breaking the cover. This is where you start to see teams. This is when you see alliances start to fall apart. Jericho tried to go for a code breaker. Big Show just too powerful. What a right, knocking out Chris Jericho. Knock out your tag team partner. All legal. Anything goes. And I say that because Big Show's hands that are like paws of a bear that should be considered weapons of mass destruction. As Big Show pulls the straps down, measuring up the Undertaker for what could be Big Show looking to become world champion. Undertaker could be in deep trouble. Don't taunt the Undertaker. That's what happens when you taunt the Undertaker. Hell's Gate, Hell's Gate, Hell's Gate, Hell's Gate, Hell's Gate. Hell's Gate is locked in. Hell's Gate locked in deep. He's got the Big Show. Now it's locked in deep. And Big Show with no choice but to tap out. And Undertaker is still the world champion. This is why you don't taunt the Undertaker. Undertaker can flip a switch at any moment, can pull out the last bag of tricks whenever he needs them the most. And that Hell's Gate came in handy and allowed the Undertaker to survive the odds with a 33 1/3% chance of leaving as champion. Undertaker retains. Big Show and Chris Jericho try to take out the Undertaker early as the unified tag team champions try to work as a cohesive unit. But as things went on and both try to win the title for themselves, things started to fall apart. And in the end, it allowed The Undertaker to reign as still the World Heavyweight Champion.